Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? It is me, Gaga Goose, with Finn Golfin here on cameras tonight. We are going to be casting to you tonight. We have a good game for y'all. We have Yam Time versus Ardent. So we have a game here for y'all tonight. What is it? Friday night. So this is prime time. It's the weekend. It's time to play some Echo. Get the boys together, play some Echo on the weekend. I'm ready whenever the It looks like there we go. We have four on both sides now. We will be hopefully getting started here really soon. Seems like I'm looking and I don't seem to see one of these teams is not ranked. The only ranked team here that I can see is going to be Yam Time. Yam Time ranked here at number 35, a Plat 1 team. That must mean we have a new team on the other side here, Ardent. Well, it's exciting. We have more new teams coming in every single day this week. More new teams to play in the league, more just excitement for everyone. Helping create this like league that we want with so many people. That doesn't look like a really something that should be there. Does not look like 5 people should be on that side, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully we get this sorted out. How is everyone in chat doing tonight?
Don't forget, guys, today we're going to be having a triple header here. There's going to be another game at 10 and one at 11, so stay tuned.
Ooh, we're going all night. Wonderful. Well, that's exciting to hear. We got multiple games for y'all today on Friday, of course, being the best day out of the week, in my opinion, at least. Actually, no, I'm more of a Tuesday person, but you know what? Fridays are up there. Fridays are very peak.
What's
say that much.
What's your tier list on the days?
On the days, said teams are on the wrong side. I think Ardent's on orange.
They're not allowed to have someone extra, but we'll see. All right.
Okay, I guess we're gonna get started here. But as I was gonna say, Tuesdays obviously number 1. I'll give Thursdays number 2 and Fridays for number 3. But we will get a neutral joust here, and it will be won by what team is this? I believe it is Yam Time that won that launch there. I'm gonna try and clear out that center area. It will be picked up by Average. Average going to clear it out that right tunnel. It doesn't quite make the mark. It's actually gonna go bounce back towards tunnel. Be picked up by Snipe, who is stunned out by Ion. Tasuna and Wa are gonna dribble 2 discs. They're gonna start moving towards bubble. Tasuna maybe looking to pull someone out of bubble here. Gonna do a nice little slow reset back to Snipe. Snipe gonna start to push towards bubble. Looks like he has someone on his foot, able to avoid that. And Tasuna with a little spin move, but it's gonna be saved here by Swag Boy Gav. It will then be cleared out that right tunnel. It'll be picked up by Swag Boy Gav, trying to bounce it off that backboard. Not quite gonna hit that shot there. It looks like it's gonna be picked up by Snipe. Snipe able to send it down that right tunnel. It's going to go all the way down to Wa, and Wa looking for the 3, and it's going to bounce off that ding ring. Be picked up by Swag Boy Gab, able to clear it. Looks like close to that right tunnel. Not quite going to make it. It'll be slapped by Average, who's able to get it just out of that area in time. It'll be slapped over by Snipe. Going to send it down to that right ghost over to Wa, who gets just mauled here by this group of players from Ardent. It'll be grabbed by Ion. Ion gonna flick that one down into bubble. Not quite gonna hit the mark there, but it'll be picked up by Average. Average going to throw down left tunnel here. It'll get the pass off to Wa, and Wa looking for the 3. Not quite gonna get it off that backboard. It'll be picked up by Average though. It'll be crossed over to Snipe. Not quite gonna hit that mark there. It'll be picked up by Tasuna. Looks like he's gonna be able to get the grab here. There is a stack approaching. It's a bit of a scramble for disc here. It looks like Ion was able to get it, but got headbutted out. It'll be picked up by Snipe. Snipe able to throw it down to that bottom area over to Average. Average maybe looking to take it in here. It sends it up to, and it's going to be denied by Swagboy Gav. And we have Wa with this now. Wa maybe looking to move up into that bubble. It's going to just move around a little bit. Maybe trying to pull someone here is what it looks like. Wa's going to float it over to Average. Average with the duck. Not going to get denied. It'll be picked up by Snipe, and Snipe not able to get it in as well. It'll be batted out of goal again. It'll be Wa looking for the 3 to get points on the board.
Yeah, no, that's like... Yeah, no, that's probably the longest time that I've ever seen a round start before the first points. So very interesting.
Yeah, that was a that was aggressive. That was a very aggressive start here. That was a little bit of a brawl we had starting in. It's a very exciting to see like a more of like a brawl fight going on between teams here. It looks like Tasuna's gonna not up to snipe, and it's gonna be accidentally self gold, almost making the save there.
Unlucky
Let's see
here.
how many.
And yeah, you can
Yeah,
kind of see
very.
the teams. You can tell that they're newer teams. They haven't really figured out their chemistry yet. And as the game progresses, I wonder if that'll change.
We will see as come out here with the Yem Time comes out with a 5-0 lead. It'll be sent over to Ion. Here's an interesting stat. Swag Boy Gav has already been able to pick off 2 saves starting off this game. Looks like there's gonna be a nice wall bounce gonna get denied there by that number 1 defender Shield. It'll be slapped out by I think that was Tasuna down to average. Average over to Snipe. Snipe looking to go into that bubble under to Tasuna, and Tasuna for the 2.
Just good movement there. It's clear that this Tasuna and the rest are having good chemistry here, able to push into that bubble and just able to find those cut passes to overwhelm that goalie.
Yeah, and I'm seeing someone in chat saying that they're both drunk right now. I don't entirely see that. They're not doing nothing too crazy, you know. But Ion gets stunned out. It'll be picked up by Snipe. Snipe maybe looking for a pass here. Gonna get it down that left side over to Wah. Wah over to Tasuna. Tasuna gonna go for it and able to bounce that in for another 2.
Yeah, the floodgates kind of opened here for Yam Time. They're really putting on the points now. Ardent has to be really careful off these opening offensive jousts and try to keep possession here.
Yeah, just they need to get something going offensively here. Not able to get it past that half court area just yet. It'll be picked up by Bamboo, sending it down to Ion. Ion to Typical. Typical looks like gonna bounce it off that wall, and we actually have it on the side of Yam Time now. It'll be cleared out to that right tunnel where Snipe is waiting. Snipe gonna get snagged off by Bamboo Panda. Gonna look for the shot here. Just gonna miss that shot. And it looks like we have a little bit of race here for Disc. Going to be picked up by Wasp. Slapped over to Snipe, who gets stunned out by that stack right there. Ion able to grab Disc. Going to look for a pass. He's got 2 players lurking behind him. He'll send it over to Swagboy Gav, who crosses up to Typical. Typical with the duck, and it gets snagged off by, I think that was Snipe with the grab there. Be picked up by Swagboy Gav. Going to bounce it up to Typical. Typical back to Swagboy Gav. Maybe looking for a pass here. Going to send it all the way left side over to Bamboo, who gets stunned out by Tasuna. Just waiting patiently there to get that disc. Passing over to Snipe, going to try and bounce it off Roof to that stack, and Wah going to get the open 3.
Yeah, no, this Yam Time team, I love what they're doing here. Great counterattack there, 12 to nothing lead. Things can't have gone better for this Yam Time team.
Yeah, the aggressiveness coming out has been worked out incredibly for Yam Time so far, and we will have Ardent come out for another offensive joust here. It'll be Bamboo sending it back to Typical on Cloud. Typical maybe gonna try and pull out that stack. He's gonna float down to Bowtie. Try and slow down the pace here a little bit. Doesn't quite connect that pass. It'll be grabbed up by Swagboy Gav. Able to get a shield out and gets the just missing that 3. Almost making that's the 3rd time that we've almost seen a 3 here from Ardent. He's gonna bounce off that pesky ding ring up in the top corner. It'll be passed over to Snipe. Snipe gonna send that right downfield looking for a cloud shot maybe. And it looks like Snipe will get that cloud shot.
What a great shot there. 15 to nothing here in favor of this Yam Time team. And now we have to start thinking about, because Ardent is getting not a lot of pressure here, maybe we're going to be headed for a mercy here.
We could see that. I mean, we are in that territory. It will be picked up by Bamboo Panda. Bamboo Panda just going to have Swagboy Gav float back on him. It'll be sent over to Typical down to Ion. Ion maybe going to just try and juke here, sends it up to Typical. Typical going to look for a cross pass over here to Bamboo Panda. Tries to bounce it off that backboard. Not really going to work out in the favor of Panda there. It'll be picked up by Wah. Wah's going to get straight down that middle line. It looks like he's going to try and bounce it off that back wall, and it looks like the Tasuna was able to pick that one up. Tasuna, Snipe able to grab that one. Ion going to be able to snag that one off. Ion looking to throw it out of bubble. Looks like we may have lost some tracking there. Picked up by Swagboy Gav, who's able to bounce it off that cloud. It'll be grabbed up by Ion. Ion getting pressured here from average. Gonna try and send it over to Swagboy Gav. Does connect. It goes over to Bamboo Panda. It looks like Bamboo Panda has pass options. Going to send it over to Typical. Not quite going to make that pass there to Ion. It'll be picked up by... Oh, and we have a bit of a loose disc here. It looks like Yam Time will be able to grab it, but it'll be stunned out by Typical. And Wah able to pick that one back up and send it down that left tunnel. It'll be... I think it's Ion's able to pick that disc up. He's going to try and send it down that center area, doing a couple pump fakes. And it's going to bounce around, not really in favor of them. Swag Boy Gav able to get the stun and pick up the disc. Going to toss it up just before he gets stunned out to Ion. Not really going to connect there. It'll be picked up by Average. Average sending it down to Tasuna. Tasuna looking to maybe go for a cross pass here. Going to bounce off that double diamond. Average going to pick it up, though, and get that pass off to Snipe. And now the defense from Ardent is going to try and get something going here. Defend maybe one of these shots. It'll be Average to Tasuna. Tasuna going to send back to Average. And the disc, it falls out of the hand. And it'll be Tasuna up to Average, back to Tasuna. Tasuna up to Wah. Wah going to send it straight down. Not really going to hit home there. It's going to be Bamboo Panda able to grab the disc and send it out that left tunnel. It looks like it's going to bounce off that bottom floor area right outside of goal. It'll be picked up by Average here. Average able to slap it into that left tunnel. Wah able to slap it out just in time and get his shield up from that defender there. Typical able to send it over to Bamboo Panda. And it's going to get headbutted by Tasuna. It'll be picked up by Snipe. Snipe going to look for a pass option here. Try and pull that defender forward. Snipe gets stunned out by Ion. Ion going to turn it around and get the 2. And we have points on the board here for Ardent.
Just a good momentum grabber here late into this round 1. That's what you like to see. We'll see if Ardent can, retool and re-equip for round 2.
Yeah, it seems like the Yam Time's getting a little sloppy here, unfortunately. And sloppy mistakes leads to points for the other team. Don't ask me how I know that one. I've dealt with it too often. We'll have 2 players here come out from Ardent. Looks like they're just going to run the clock here, and that will end the round in favor of Yam Time, 15-2. All right, let me pull up some stats here for y'all so far. So we have Ion with 2 points, Snipe with 3, Tostino with 4, and Wah with 6. We've seen only 2 saves so far this game by Swag Boy Gab. We've seen about 4 assists on the side of Yam Time. No steals, surprisingly, so far, but the stun counter's looking nice today. 54 stuns in favor of Ardent and 44 stuns for Yam Time. Is he Yeetical? Is Wah as sweet as a cupcake? You need to tell me this kind of information. But the main thing I'm seeing here that's separating these 2 teams is the 15 shots taken by Yam Time to only 6 taken so far by Ardent. Maybe we need to see a bit more of aggression here from Ardent. Uh-oh, my stuff's corrupting. You mind taking over for a second for me, Finn?
I got you. Take your time. Yam Time really able to control that first half, able to come out of the chaos of the lack of chemistry here, somewhat unscathed, a good 15-2 win there in this round 2. And round 1, I should say. All right. We're going to be headed here for a round 2, and, Gaga Goose, take it away.
Yes, please and thank you, Finn. Thank you for helping me while my audio just can't seem to handle itself. Luckily, I do have a new piece of equipment coming in that should fix all of this, but Tessuna going to send it over to Wah. Wah maybe looking for a pass here. No, he's going to move around the floor a little bit, looking for a pass. Gets stunned out by Bamboo Panda. Bamboo Panda able to get that disc and try and slap it down. It's going to bounce off Root and Bowtie. It'll be picked up by Average, who loses disc, but able to be grabbed away by Snipe. Grabbed off by Average. And it's going to get snatched here by Typical. Ooh, what a moment there that was. That was a little tense. Waz sending it down to Snipe, and Snipe able to take it in for the easy 2 there.
Very interesting because they had the 3v1 there. Maybe you could have had someone go in and stun the goalie there and take the 3, but, I guess points are points, so they take it.
That was a little tense. I was on the edge of my seat for that one right there. We'll have Ardent come out for the offensive joust here. It'll be down to typical. Typical crossing over to Ion. We're seeing a little bit more of aggression here. It'll be up to Swagboy Gav. It'll get headbutted out by Snipe and grabbed up by Wah before it goes in goal for an almost catastrophic self goal. It'll be looks like nobody was able really to grab that one. The stacks here coming in from Yam Time, trying to bounce it off that back wall, not really going to hit it. Snipe will pick up disc. Going to be grabbed by Average, who's just going to hang off a Snipe. Average going to lose disc. Be picked up by Swagboy Gav. Nice little bit of defense there from Swagboy. Be grabbed up by Wah. Wah able to bounce it off that center diamond. It'll be picked up by Bamboo Panda. And here comes the stack from Ardent, trying to get something going here. It looks like it'll be picked up by Ion. It's not really contested. He's got a goalie in front of him. That's it. But he will take that too, and we have a tied game here.
Ardent, that's really good mentally, able to tie it up here, start of the round. Round one didn't really go well for you, so starting off round two good is always what you want.
Yeah, we're going to see an offensive joust here from Yam Time. I want to see what they have in store for us here at this offensive joust, and it's going to be lost by Average. Average not able to hit that pass. It'll be grabbed up by, it looks like Swagboy Gav going to send it up roof to Typical. Typical going to, get stunned out by Tusuna. Here comes that stacks from Yam Time that's been working out so well this game. Snipe looking for a little bit of a sniper shot here. Not going to hit it. To be picked up by Typical. Typical going to send it down to that left tunnel over to Ion. Ion looking for the cross pass here to Swagboy Gav. Back to Ion. Ion back up to Swagboy Gav. A little bit of a back and forth here. Going to try and cross it over, but not quite going to hit the mark there. Be picked up by Bamboo Panda, who sends it floor down to Ion. Ion to Typical for the cut. Loses it. Gets picked up by Tessino. And he'll be grabbed by Bamboo Panda for the 2.
Ardent here able to just really overwhelm this Yam Time team. I feel like Yam Time, they're getting too aggressive with the disc. Like, everybody's trying to go for it. Everybody's trying to score. They're not really passing anymore. So I'd like to see a little bit more out of them heading into the rest of this round, too.
Yeah, maybe we can stop seeing a little bit of greed here from Yam Time. Players being greedy is not a good thing. You gotta pass. You gotta take shots that are gonna go in. Don't take shots that aren't gonna go in. You need to focus on your team's success here. But it looks like they will this time. Wog try and float it in for 2, gets the stun, and looks like he forces the self goal on Swagboy Gav there. And we have a tied game again.
A little bit unlucky there from Swagboy Gav, but it's still tied up here. Ardent still has a good chance in this round too, so we'll see.
Yeah, they've actually looked a lot better coming out this round than they have they were the last round. Yam Time just able to overwhelm them there in that first round. It'll be picked up here by Snipe. Snipe sending cross over to Tusuna. Tusuna gets stunned out, picked up by Typical. Typical going to look for a little bit of a clear here. It's going to bounce off that bottom popcorn just perfectly into the side of Yam Time. It'll be picked up by Wah. Wah looking for a pass here. Wah will send it over to Tusuna, over to Average, over to Snipe. Not really going to connect there. It'll be picked up by Bamboo Panda, who just kind of panic clears it there. But it'll be picked up by Wah. Wah looking to move in towards Bubble here. Going to juke around, see if he can pull Typical off him. Sends it up to Average. Average going to get snagged off by Wah. Wah going to try and bounce it off roof to Snipe. Snipe going to come off that back area and gets that little bounce shot off the backboard.
5 minutes still left in this round. Still a lot could happen, but I'm liking, Yam Time is starting to clear things up a little bit. I like the pass there, a little bit of a handoff, and then they get the bounce pass there to finish it off.
Yeah, we're only at the halfway point of this round. There's still plenty more time of Echo to be played, but we grabbed off by Snipe here, and Snipe shooting that 3 and taking it.
Yeah, QB play. I feel like in a lot of the lower tier and the mid tier kind of areas in Echo Master League, I feel like the big critical holding factor is QB play. QB play needs to be good here.
Yeah, have to have consistency with QB play, able to get passes off to your teammates, able to get that one starting pass can lead to a chain of good things. That's how it's like the butterfly effect. It'll be thrown here by Swagboy Gab, not quite able to hit that 3. Sends it over to Ion. Ion going to pick that one up. Oh, pass over to Swagboy Gab, and they have a 2.
That's good stuff here from this Ardent team, bring that lead down to 3. So one score game.
Yep, and we are back to a funny number. Sorry, I got a little distracted there by the scores. My bad. But they're gonna take a headbutt here. It'll be up to Average. Average gonna bounce it off that shield. Not really sure that pass was intended to. It'll be picked up here by Bamboo Panda. Gonna send it down that middle area. And we may have a nope, just a little too high for that meal slot. And they all get stunned out there, so that stack from Yam Time will win it. It'll be grabbed off by Typical and grabbed by Ion. Ion gonna send it down to Bamboo Panda. Bamboo Panda for the 2.
That's good stuff there. And I think Juicy has joined us here in the casting booth. If you want to take over my sideline kind of presence here, you totally can. And I'll focus on cams for now.
Well, that works out for me either way. Welcome to the call, Juicy. Welcome to the game. We're in round 2 right
Hello.
now with 3 minutes to go. It'll be grabbed here
Mm.
by Wad. Down to Average. Sending it over to Tusuna. Not really going to connect that pass there. It looks like Snipe is going to miss that, unfortunately. We picked up by Average down to Tusuna. Tusuna maybe looking for a little cross here over to Snipe. Tusuna just going to take that one in for the 2, and they are up by 3 now.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I just got here, but my bad. I just decided to show up, see what was going on, and it looks like we have a good game here. I've been watching for a little bit. It's
Yeah,
it's been pretty well. Oh, looks like we got an interception here from Snipe. I believe blue is Yam Time.
yep,
Is
blue
that
is
correct?
Yam Time. Yep.
All right. All right, looks like Average is going to take the disc, going looking for a little pass here. He passes down the floor to Tsuna. Tsuna is looking for a cross pass to and he's going to walk it in for 2 points.
Just really cleaning up there with that little back and forth there. Those passes from Yam Time have just been immaculate tonight, to say nonetheless. But we will see Ardent come in for another offensive joust here. They still have time. It's only a 2-score game here with a minute 50 left, but it'll be grabbed off by Snipe. Snipe not able really to make that shot there. Be picked up by Swag Boy Gav, trying to send it down that middle area. Snagged off by Average over to Tusuna. Tusuna looking to maybe pass here, maybe juke around, try and get some points in, and Tusuna will get those points.
Wow, very very good top pocket shot right there. Uh let's see what Yam Time can do with this joust advantage here. 15-8 here, down by 7, I believe, with 1 minute to go. There's still a chance that they can pull off the comeback here. A little cross pass to Typical. Typical chilling up on Cloud, moving down to Bowtie. Not getting a ton of pressure here. Maybe getting a little pressure from Snipe, puts his hands up and just flies right past him. A little pass to Ion to right tunnel, and looks like he's just going to hold the disc here, do a attempted trench pass, and it does end up getting on. Cross pass to Ion. Ion walks it in for 2 points. With that pass to Trench, that was almost a missed pass there. Kind of worried me a little bit.
It's a little funny little self pass. It worked out in the end, so they're happy with it. I'm trying to just close in here, even though we may be approaching the end of this game, unfortunately, here in the favor of Yam Time. With 30 seconds to go, to be headbutted out by Yam Time. To that left tunnel, will be picked up by Tusuna, and Tusuna going to bounce off that backboard, not able to hit that 3. Tusuna looks like he's going to go for it again. Up to Wah on top of goal. Wah is going to kill some time and gets the self goal from Swag Boy Gav.
Wow, that is very unfortunate. Did Yam Time win the first round too?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be a Yam Time sweep tonight,
Wow,
and that
very unfortunate for Ardent.
yeah, it was a well fought game. Let's look at some stats here before we get shut down real quick. We got 6 points from Ion, 2 from Swag Boy Gav, 4 from Bamboo Panda, 10 from Snipe, 8 from Tusuna, and 8 from Wah. Assist across the board on both teams. But the big factor here was those 4 saves from Swag Boy Gav, looking great in goal tonight. And that will do it for game 1 of the triple header tonight. We thank you for stopping by. We will be back. We'll be back in approximately 26 minutes for the next game tonight, where Finn Golfin and Juicy will be taking over for the rest of the night. We thank you for stopping by tonight. I appreciate both of y'all for stepping in. And everybody, we'll see you in the next one here shortly.
See ya.
Goodbye.
It's game on!